Pope Francis, landmark moments from his time as Pope. From his humble beginnings as a Jesuit priest in Argentina to becoming the first Latin American Pope in history, Pope Francis has redefined the papacy with his progressive vision, bold reforms, and unexpected controversies. He was supposed to be a caretaker pope, a short reigning leader after Benedict XVI's shocking resignation. But Pope Francis defied expectations, becoming one of the most progressive, divisive, and revolutionary figures in Vatican history. From LGBTQ+ acceptance to financial purges, from global diplomacy to battles with traditionalists, his papacy has been anything but quiet. This is the uncensored story of Pope Francis' most explosive moments, the scandals they tried to hide, and the legacy that could vanish overnight. Welcome to Gossiplink, where we uncover the most pivotal moments of his reign. This is the untold story of the man who shook the Vatican, and the world. 1. The Unlikely Pope, A Humble Beginning. 2013 March 13, 2013, the world watched as Cardinal Jorge Bergoglio, a little-known Jesuit from Argentina, stepped onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. Choosing the name Francis, after the saint of the poor, he signaled a new era, one of humility, reform, and radical change. But behind the scenes, his election was anything but smooth. The untold story, Ratzinger's shadow, Benedict XVI's sudden resignation left the church in chaos. Was Francis elected to clean up the mess? The Black Pope factor. As a Jesuit, Francis was an outsider. Did the Vatican elite really want him? First acts of defiance, he refused the luxurious papal apartment, rode a used Ford Focus, and washed the feet of prisoners and Muslims. Was this true humility or a PR stunt? Who am I to judge? Moment 2013. 5 months into his papacy, Pope Francis dropped a theological bombshell. Asked about gay priests, he said, "If someone is gay and seeks the Lord with goodwill, who am I to judge?" The statement electrified liberals and horrified conservatives, but was it just words, or did he mean it? Behind the scenes, Vatican backlash, hardliners called it heresy. Did Francis know the storm he'd unleash? Mixed signals, while he softened rhetoric, church doctrine never changed. Was this hypocrisy? The Fiducia Supplicans disaster, 2023, a decade later, Francis allowed blessings for same-sex couples, sparking global revolts from African bishops. Was this his last stand? 3. The Vatican Bank scandal and financial reforms. A Vatican plagued by financial scandals, secret accounts, money laundering, even allegations of mafia ties. But he fought back, firing powerful cardinals, hiring external auditors, and demanding transparency. Critics called it a Vatican Spring, but was it enough to cleanse centuries of corruption? For decades, the Vatican Bank was a den of secrets, mysterious deaths, mafia ties, even a plot to assassinate John Paul II. But Francis declared war on corruption, firing powerful cardinals, hiring outside auditors, and seizing control of hidden billions. The shocking truth, the Cardinal Pell problem. Australia's George Pell was brought into clean house, but was accused of cover-ups himself. The London property scandal, 2022, the Vatican lost $400 million in a shady real estate deal. Did Francis lose control? Did it work? By 2024, the Vatican was still broke. Was reform impossible? 4. The divisive divorce and remarriage debate. In 2016, Pope Francis suggested that divorced and remarried Catholics might receive communion, a stance that infuriated traditionalists. Was this mercy or heresy? The debate split the church, with some calling him a reformer, others a dangerous radical. 5. The abuse crisis, apology or cover-up. The Catholic Church's darkest scandal, clergy sexual abuse, haunted Francis' papacy. While he apologized to victims and defrocked hundreds of priests, critics accused him of protecting powerful bishops. Was his response a genuine reckoning, or just damage control? No issue haunted Francis more than the clergy abuse crisis. He met victims, defrocked hundreds of priests, and called abuse the devil's work. But critics said his actions were too little, too late. The ugly reality, the Chilean cover-up: Francis initially defended a bishop accused of abuse, only to apologize later. Was this naivety or complicity? Benedict's secret letter, 2022, a leaked document revealed the previous pope knew more than he admitted. Was Francis protecting him? The McCarrick Report, a bombshell investigation, exposed how predator priests rose to power. Did Francis fail the victims? 6. Historic visits: Cuba, USA, and the Middle East. Pope Francis became a global diplomat, brokering peace between the US and Cuba, confronting world leaders on poverty, and even becoming the first pope to visit Iraq. But did his words lead to real change, or just headlines? 7. The controversial Amazon Synod, 2019. When Francis invited Amazonian leaders to the Vatican, even allowing indigenous rituals inside St. Peter's, conservatives erupted. Then came the Pachamama statue controversy. Was this cultural respect, or pagan idolatry? 8. Health battles and resignation rumors. As Francis aged, health struggles fueled rumors he might follow Benedict XVI and resign. Knee surgeries, hospitalizations. Was the Vatican preparing for another shock resignation? 9. The future: will his legacy last? Pope Francis reshaped the Church, but will his reforms survive him? With conservatives plotting a comeback and progressives demanding more change, the next pope could undo everything, or take his vision even further. Pope Francis promised a church of mercy. But in the shadows of the Vatican, the battle for its soul has only just begun. Stay tuned to Gossiplink, because when it comes to power, money, and faith, nothing is sacred. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because the drama never stops.